When testing for pinholes on thin coatings, powder coatings, and other applications where you don't wish to damage the coating, typically the wet sponge technique, also known as the low voltage pinhole method, is used. The wet sponge technique is a quick and simple method for testing insulation coatings less than 500 microns or 20 mils thick on conductive substrates. Put simply, a low voltage no bigger than 90 volts is applied to a damp sponge. When you pass the sponge steadily over the coating, liquid from the sponge is drawn through any pinholes by capillary action, and when it touches the bare substrate, the current flows from the detector through the substrate and back to the detector through a signal return lead, which is clipped to an uncoated section of the substrate. This completes a low voltage circuit, setting off an alarm on the detector, letting you know where you have a pinhole. Supplied with 3 AA batteries that provide up to 200 hours use straight out of the box, the Alcometer 270 pinhole detector provides both visual and audible alarms when a flaw is found, and it's incredibly easy to use. To begin, connect the signal return cable to an uncoated part of the substrate being tested, using the easy release crocodile clip. A 4-meter signal return cable is provided as standard, but if you're testing on larger structures, a 10-meter cable is available. Either way, each signal cable is snag-proof, so you can always move freely while testing. Next, wet the sponge. This should be done with clean tap water, as it contains salts that allow it to conduct electricity. It's important that you have an appropriate amount of water on the sponge before testing, as too little water will not conduct electricity and not locate any pinholes, whereas too much water will drip from the sponge and cover the surface under test, which can result in pinholes being detected in the wrong location. So, to ensure the sponge is suitably wetted, first thoroughly wet the sponge, then squeeze out the excess, so the sponge is damp, but water isn't dripping freely from it. To maximise the efficiency of the Alcometer 270, you can add a surfactant to the water. Using a surfactant will significantly reduce the surface tension of the water, allowing the moisture to penetrate the smallest of pinholes. For how much to add, simply follow the dilution instructions supplied with the surfactant. With the sponge suitably damp, switch on the Alcometer 270, keeping the sponge clear of the test surface. The Alcometer 270 is available in either dual or triple voltage models. The dual voltage model can be set to 9 volts for testing thin coatings up to 300 microns or 12 mils thick, and 90 volts for coatings up to 500 microns or 20 mils thick. The triple voltage model can also test at 67.5 volts, the US standard test requirement. Every time the tester is switched on or the voltage is changed, the Alcometer 270 automatically tests the calibration of the internal voltage and sensitivity. With the calibration tested, you can now pass the sponge over the coated surface to test for pinholes. If the sponge passes over a pinhole, the Alcometer 270 will instantly alarm. If you need to locate a pinhole more precisely, simply retest the area using just the corner of the sponge. Simple yet versatile, the Alcometer 270 is supplied with a standard wand and a universal flat sponge to suit most applications. However, there are a wide range of fully interchangeable accessories to suit different needs. The roller sponge wand is ideal for large flat surface inspection. And for further flexibility, the separate wand adapter and belt clip converts the gauge into a separate pinhole detector, providing a lightweight, alternative way to test. Using the telescopic wand adapter, which extends up to 1 meter in length, the Alcometer 270 makes it easy to test flaws and high areas. You can even connect further extension pieces, so no area is out of reach. The Alcometer 270 is available as part of a pinhole detector inspector's kit, which includes the various wand adapters, spare sponges, surfactant, and a 10-meter signal return cable. Simply choose your preferred model of Alcometer 270 and you have everything you need for for low voltage floor detection. Testing on coatings up to 500 microns or 20 mils thick, the Alcometer 270 is the ideal gauge for detecting pinholes. This video is part of a series on pinhole and holiday detection. In the next part, we'll be showing you how to detect flaws using the high voltage continuous DC method with the Alcometer 236 and Alcometer 266. You can click the pop-out in the top right to go to the next video in the series, select one of the icons at the end of the video, or simply visit alcometer.com if you can't see the links. And please, don't forget to subscribe to the Alcometer channel to be notified of any new videos.